All right, so news has been coming out that Trump is trying to get rid of the filibuster in order to stop the government shutdown. Let's read a little bit more about it. But essentially, my thoughts is this, right? This has all been planned. Russ Vought has been trying to get rid of a lot of government workers. Doge is trying to get a lot of government workers. A lot of this has to do with government workers and firing them, but giving plausible deniability. Let's go dive into the article real quick. Republican Democrats lawmakers remain silent at stalemate, find a government funding solution to end what is now the second longest shutdown in history. I think it's probably going to be the longest. Trump has the longest, and he's going to have the second longest. Starting November 1st, SNAP benefits will go out, and open enrollment begins for Affordable Care Act plans, with premiums expected to rise. Mike Johnson, Senator, House Republican, Speaker of the House, was asked about Trump's social media post that called on Senate Republicans to end the filibuster to end the shutdown. Johnson said he saw the post and didn't talk to Trump about it. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm sure he didn't talk to Trump about it. That makes total sense. Yeah, I'm sure they talk every day. He's a Speaker of the House, and they're in the same party. They talk a lot. Um, what you're seeing is an impression of the president's anger at the situation. He said he just desperately wants the government to be reopened. The Speaker reiterates that the filibuster is a Senate matter, which is true. This is true. Nevertheless, Mike Johnson has a lot of influence. Though he is in charge of the House of Representatives, he is actually the third in line in succession, and he wields a lot of power. Really, the party looks to him as a form of he's a figurehead, right? Senator Thune is not a figurehead in the Republican Party. I guess he's kind of one, but nothing's like Mike Johnson, right? The House starts everything up. The House is really a true representation of like the population. Well, the truest you're gonna get, really. And we know about like gerrymandering stuff, but it's one of the truest you could get of the country. So Mike Johnson really represents the Republican Party, besides, I guess, the president. Agriculture Secretary Rollins denies USADA has helped to pay for SNAP. Okay, that's fine. Johnson blames Democrats for the end of SNAP benefits. Of course they do. The Democrats continue with their political games in Washington, he said, adding the Senate Democrats have abandoned their post. Trump calls for eliminating filibuster to end the shutdown. Donald Trump, in a lengthy social media post on Thursday, called Senate Republicans to eliminate the filibuster, to pass a Republican funding bill, and to reopen the government. It is now time for the Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster. Get rid of it now, Trump posted. Trump said ending the filibuster was necessary. Democrats have gone stone cold crazy. He was in Asia, yada, yada, yada. Hakeem Jeffries, whatever. Senate adjourns it to Monday with SNAP funding to lapse over the weekend, so definitely people aren't getting SNAP on Monday. ACA enrollees feel helpless after discovering in real time the premiums have quadrupled. That's insane, bro. This is why essentially the shutdown's going down. Without the funding for the ACA, people who get insurance through the ACA, and it's supposed to be a cheaper option versus getting insurance through your employer, or if your employer doesn't offer it, it's supposed to help people be insured, right? And honestly, it's actually like a benefit to the economy because small business owners have to pay into insurance for their employees. Like the employees just don't pay for it themselves. Employers pay to it as well. So if the government can help provide government insurance for their employees, that's one less expense a small business owner has to have. And it's not really a small expense, it's a major expense. So that might help them get over humps and get more profits. And maybe, I hate to talk about trickle down economics, but hopefully some of that profit trickles down to employees. We all know it's not going to, but that's the whole idea. I don't care about JD Vance. This is all they kind of just reiterate this dumb nonsense. So essentially, this right. This is all plausible deniability. Mike Johnson knows. Mike Johnson is a liar. Mike Johnson covers for Trump. Mike Johnson is always trying to like present the best looking thing while doing things in the back, right? Anyways, I think this was all a setup to begin with. I think they knew that we needed time to give plausible deniability to firing these federal workers. Ross Vaught was explicitly clear that he thought this was a great opportunity to trim down the government, fire people, and that's what they're doing, right? They don't want to pay people to do a job. I don't care what you think about the job. Some people say, well, these are cake jobs, like even though air traffic controller is like a terrible job and still like recovering from like the 80s when Reagan fired a bunch of them during a strike. But lo- all federal jobs aren't like cakewalk jobs. And even if they are, why are you hating? Just go get yourself one. You know what I mean? But the thing is, they're looking to trim the fat and spend more of the American money. Really, I mean, Cash Patel just flew for a concert for his girlfriend around the country, and no one bats an eye at that. But you know, it's a federal worker making a little bit more than average person doing the same job out in the private sector is the craziest thing ever. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. I expect them to probably keep this going a little bit longer, honestly, before they actually like destroy the filibuster and you know bring funding back. ACA is going to be gone, basically. Essentially, it's not going to have funding it needs to, so people aren't going to get it. It's going to rot it from the inside out, essentially. So there we go, back to square one. So regressive, so regressive. There is some fear in the Republican Party to kill the filibuster, even though I think it was been planned. I think a lot of like the Congress Republicans do not want to kill this filibuster, right? And I don't think Trump sees it because I truly, honestly think Trump thinks that the country is going to stay Republican for the foreseeable future. If they end the filibuster right now, any CRs going forward is going to be not challenged really unless you get like a decent amount of votes, like the Senate starts weighing heavily right or heavily left, right? I think that the Senate knows it. So if Democrats do get, let's just say, a 51 votes in the Senate, they're going to be able to pass every CR they ever wanted to. And the same thing goes with Republicans, but Republicans supposed to be like a funding, like conserve money type thing, and they're not really gonna like it. It's stripping away of power from the Congress, essentially, and yeah, it's one less stopgap measure, which benefits Republicans right now, but long term, it could really, really harm the party. So I think they're a little hesitant to it, but whatever Trump says goes, and I think they've known this for a while now. Trump wants it gone, it's gonna be gone. They are beholden to Trump. Besides, like, I hate to say this, besides like Rand Paul and Marjorie Taylor Greene, the whole rest of the Congress is just like, we got you, Trump. We got your back. And MGT is like that too, but she's been like straying off a little bit. They just don't have their hive mind. It's hive mind thinking. It's kind of funny how people always said Democrats were a hive mind and we don't have a diverse view of thought. But, whatever Trump says goes for them. And while we have constantly internal conflicts, whatever, you can't make this stuff up, man. Anyways, that's it, man. Peace out. Like, subscribe.